ඔෆිස් එකේදී විතරක් නෙවෙයි මම දැන් ගෙදරදීත් IDD calls ගන්න SLT phone එකේ.
ඔබේ නිවසේ SLT දුරකථනය දැන් IDD පහසුකම සහිතයි.
Making headlines on First at 9. Homage and veneration. Buddhist devotees across Sri Lanka celebrate the sacred day of Vesak Poya in a rare occurrence in the month of April. Party reforms. United National Party to implement recommendations in Ruwan Wijewardena committee report. Prime Minister says in special statement.
There are changes from the approach, the attitude. So together we want to position UMP in a winning party.
Going strong. UPFA General Secretary insists the unity government will continue without hindrance. However, SLFP's Dilan Pereira calls for a stronger SLFP General Secretary.
Whoever the Secretary General is going to be has to be people who will build the SLFP around party principles rather than individuals, and who will not bow down and sell the SLFP principles to the UNP.
Changing patterns. Sri Lanka to experience two weather phenomena in the coming days. Heavy rains forecast.
There is some indication to come both phenomena over Sri Lanka.
Following through, as world leaders welcome development in Korean Peninsula, North Korea says it will close nuclear test site. A very good evening and welcome to First at 9. I'm Katharina Deshan. Now, one of the most sacred days for Buddhist devotees all across the world, the Vesak Poya Day, also known as Buddha Purnima, is celebrated in Sri Lanka today. It is noteworthy that Vesak Poya Day this year falls in April, a rare occurrence as it usually falls in the month of May. The day of Vesak Poya marks and celebrates three main events related to the life of the Lord Buddha who attained Nibbana or enlightenment. Buddhist devotees today commemorate the birth of Prince Siddhartha, his supreme attainment of Buddhahood, and the Mahaparinibbana or the passing of the Supreme Buddha. According to the lunar calendar, the Vesak Poya Day, falling in April this year, is rare occurrence as the day usually falls in the month of May. Buddhist devotees across the country engaged in religious activities since morning. Although Sri Lanka celebrates the Vesak festival today, it will be celebrated tomorrow by the rest of the world. Meanwhile, the annual Vesak program, Derana Bivandana Sri Kalyani, organized by Derana Media Network, was held at the Kalani Rajamahawihara temple throughout the day today. The sacred relics puja was a highlight in the Derana Bivandana program today. Special discussions on Buddhist teachings were also held with the participation of panelists. Meanwhile, the special Vesak zone organized by Derana Media Network and Colombo Municipal Council was declared open by the Mayor of Colombo, Rosi Senanayake. The Vesak zone will be continued at the premises of the Colombo Municipal Council and Vihara Mahadevi Park until Tuesday. Issuing a special statement in lieu of the day of Vesak Poya, President Maithripala Sirisena reminded that Buddhist teachings help demolish ignorant religious practices in a society which led to divisions among communities. Other prominent political leaders, including Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, leader of the opposition R. Sambandhan, and former President Mahinda Rajapaksa, also issued statements to mark the blessed day. In his statement for the day of Vesak Poya, President Maithripala Sirisena said that this day of religious and spiritual importance gives an ideal opportunity to recall the great teachings of the Lord Buddha. President Maithripala Sirisena emphasized that Prince Siddhartha Gautama was born in a complex era where religious orthodoxy had a strong impact on the Indian society with various divisions within. Touching on the women's role in that society, the president went on to say that women were considered weak beings who enjoyed only limited rights within a male-dominated society, and Buddhist teachings helped demolish these immoral ideals and myths prevailed in that society which were rooted through ignorance. Meanwhile, in his special statement, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe highlights that the day of Vesak Poya provides an opportunity to reflect and appreciate humanity, equality, fraternity, respect and understanding. In this regard, the Premier says that the unity government is determined to make the prospects of a harmonious society a reality through the protection of democratic rights of the people. Emphasizing that it is his great privilege to extend good wishes to all Buddhist devotees in the country, Leader of the opposition R. Sambandhan says that Lord Buddha made a vast social change by eliminating various disparities and divisions among communities while ensuring that no one gets superior or inferior status by birth. He requested the public to come together to free the country of war, conflict and suffering while providing equal rights and justice to every community. He also called the society to illuminate the country through the light of reconciliation enriched with peace and solidarity on the day of Vesak Poya. In his statement, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa emphasized that Buddhism laid the foundation, provided the basis of strength for the culture of the country. He, however, noted that the Mahasangha who protected Theravada Buddhism over centuries are currently being challenged and oppressed by evil forces. The former president, however, expressed positivism that the Mahasangha and Buddhists will be able to overcome such challenges as they have done for over many centuries.
Registrar of the Askari chapter, Venerable Dr. Madagama Dhammananda There emphasizes calls on Sri Lankan Buddhists to take measures to spread Buddhist teachings all across the world. Meanwhile, Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Cardinal Malcolm Ranjit, also made a special statement to media in lieu of the Vesak Poya Day.
අපගේ සම්මා සම්බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ උත්පත්තිය බුද්ධත්වය සහ පිරිනිවීම සිහිපත් කරමින් ඒ උතුම් තෙමගුල පිළිබඳව ඒ වෙසක් පුරපසළොස්වක පොහොය දිනය අද දිනට යෙදී තිබෙනවා. 1960 ගණන් වලත් මේ විදිහටම අප්‍රේල් මාසයට යෙදී තිබුණා වෙසක් පුරපසළොස්වක පොහොය දිනය. ශ්‍රී සම්බුද්ධ ශාසනය ස්ථාපිත වුණේ මේ ධර්මද්වීපය වශයෙන් සැලකෙන අපේ මේ සිංහලද්වීපය තුලයි. ඒ වගේම ලෝකවාසීන්ට මේ උතුම් ධර්මයේ පණිවිඩය තව තවත් ලබා දීමට අපේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවාසී ජනතාව අවධානය යොමු කළ යුතු වෙනවා.
අපේ රටේ අවුරුදු 2000කටත් වැඩි කාල පරිච්ඡේදයක් තුල මේ රටේ හැම අංශයකටම බලපා ජන ජීවිතය සකස් කරන්නට මඟ පාදා දුන් බෞද්ධ දර්ශනයට අපි තුල තිබෙන්නේ ඉතාමත් සුවිසල් ගෞරවයක්. අප ජීවත් වන මේ රටේ විවිධ ආගම් අදහන අය ඉන්නවා. ඒ සියලු දෙනාටම සෙවණැල්ලක් වගේ තියෙන්නේ මේ බෞද්ධ චින්තනයයි. අපි කෙලින්ම බුද්ධ ආගමේ වත්පිළිවෙත් වලට සහභාගී නොවුනත් අපේ සිතුම් පැතුම්, අපේ ගතිගුණ, අපේ ජාතික සංස්කෘතියේ ගතිගුණ අපි උරුම කරගන්නේ ඒ දර්ශනය තුල සිටයි. ඒ නිසා අපි සතුටු වෙනවා මේ අවස්ථාවේදී මේ බෞද්ධ දර්ශනය තුළ තියෙන ඒ ගැඹුරු ආධ්‍යාත්මිකත්වය බෙදා හදාගෙන ඔබ සියලු දෙනා සමග ප්‍රීති වන්න සතුටු වෙන්න. ඒ වගේම මම ආරාධනය කරනවා අපේ කතෝලික සදහැවතුන්ට ඔවුන්ට හැකි අයුරින් ඒ තමන්ගේ අසල්වාසීන් සමග තමන්ගේ ඒ අයගේ සතුට බෙදා ගන්නට කටයුතු කරන්න කියලා.
Meanwhile, the new U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo today extended wishes to Buddhist devotees across the world who celebrate the sacred day of Vesak. In a special statement, Pompeo said the Americans will reflect on and honor universal values of peace, tolerance and compassion. The Lord Buddha had embodied as Buddhist communities are celebrating the life and teachings of the Noble One. Commenting further, he said that the United States is proud to host a vibrant and diverse Buddhist community as it joins Buddhists around the world in celebrating Vesak Day. Buddhism's spiritual and cultural contributions have enriched our shared human heritage over more than 2 millennia. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe paid homage to the sacred relics of Lord Buddha brought from Saranath province in India today. The sacred relics will continue to be displayed at the temple trees for public veneration.
The sacred relics of the Lord Buddha from Saranath in India were brought to Sri Lanka last evening. Devotees had the opportunity to pay homage to the sacred relics at the temple trees today. The casket entailing the sacred relics was ceremoniously displayed by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe at temple trees.
පළවෙනි වතාවට ලංකාවට වර්ණාසී සර්වධාතුන් වහන්සේ වැඩමවලා තියෙනවා. ඒ සමගම තක්ෂිලා ධාතුන් වහන්සේත් ලුම්බිනි නුවර පුරාවිද්‍යා වස්තු කීපයකුත් භූටානයේ සතවර්ෂ 5ක් 6ක් පැරණි බුද්ධ රූපත් අපි අද ලබාගෙන තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ දකුණු ආසියාවේ ධාතුන් දකුණු ආසියාවේ බෞද්ධ පුරා විද්‍යා වස්තු බලන්න පුළුවන් එකම ස්ථානය තමයි මේ දවස් කීපේ මේ පවත්වන ප්‍රදර්ශනය.
Meanwhile, 430 prisoners of 29 prisons were pardoned in lieu of the Vesak Day today. The prisoners were pardoned under special instructions by President Maithripala Sirisena. Spokesperson for the Prisons Department, Tusharu Puldeniya, said that all prisoners released were serving in prisons for minor offences.
Sri Lanka's award-winning news channel, Other Derana 24/7.
The United National Party has taken a policy decision to implement the suggestions of the Ruwan Wijewardena Committee report and to bring relevant constitutional amendments within the party. Issuing a statement, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has said the party also plans to elevate more new faces to the level of leadership, bringing in young blood to strengthen the party's onward journey and take measures to amend the party constitution.
The statement issued by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe in his capacity as leader of the United National Party says, quote, "Many of the younger members of the team have involved in driving the process of the organizing the United National Party forward to enhance the day-to-day functions of the party. As such, a number of appointments have been made," unquote. The statement adds that the new energy and approach they bring to the party will undoubtedly pave a strong way forward, together with the deputy leader and the assistant leader, with whose commitment and untiring efforts the party will progress. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe went on to say that the United National Party intends to allocate new responsibilities to the deputy leader, Minister Sajith Premadasa, as an effort to strengthen the party's journey towards victory. The statement goes on to say that the UNP also plans to create new posts by appointing a secretary and assistant secretary to further strengthen the organization, to further strengthen and organize the party and give more opportunities to young members of parliament to help drive forward the party's mission. Prime Minister further mentions that the supporters of the party should be given priority and unresolved issues regarding them must be addressed, while pledges to take appropriate and immediate action regarding the supporters who have faced injustice. In his statement, the Premier highlighted that the party reforms have not yet been completed as a policy decision to implement the suggestion in Ruwan Wijewardena Committee report has been taken, adding that action will be taken to amend the party's constitution.
Meanwhile, various views were expressed from within the United National Party over the restructure process of the party.
පහළ පන්තියේ පාක්ෂිකයන්ගේ අදහස නම් තිබුණේ මේ පක්ෂයේ පූර්ණ ප්‍රතිසංවිධානයක් වෙයි කියලා. පසුපල മന്ത്രിවරුන් විශාල ප්‍රමාණයක් කියලා තිබුණා. ගෞරව අග්‍රාමාත්‍යතුමා හම්බෙලා മന്ത്രി කණ්ඩායමේ සහ කෘත්‍යාධිකාරී මණ්ඩලයේ නියෝජිතයන්ගේ ඡන්දෙන් මේ නිලධාරීන් පත් කරන්න කියලා. ඒ සිදු වුණේ නැහැ. අපේ පක්ෂයේ ව්‍යවස්ථාව වෙනස් විය යුතුයි කියන මතේ හුඟක් අය ඉන්නවා. පක්ෂයේ ව්‍යවස්ථාව අනුව කෘත්‍යාධිකාරී මණ්ඩලයට බලය තියෙනවා අසීමිත ලෙස, පක්ෂ නායකත්වයට අසීමිත ලෙස බලය තියෙනවා. හැබැයි මහ ජනතාවගේ ඡන්දෙන් තෝරාපත් වෙච්ච മന്ത്രിවරුන්ට මේක දායක වෙන්න අවස්ථාව සලසා දෙන්න ඕනේ. වසර 25ක් තුල වසර 5ක් පමණක් රාජ්‍ය බලය ලබා ගැනීමට උනේ කුමක් නිසාද කියලා හොයලා බැලීමට කාලය ඇවිල්ලා කියලා මම හිතනවා.
United National Party has gone through a reorganization that is there. These were after much discussions with the members of parliament that we looked at, trying to see as to how we can reposition the party in a manner that will be acceptable to all concerned. So we have gone through many committees that have given ideas, and those ideas have basically been put to place today. And the members of parliament, along with the entire United National Party, have embraced this, and we want to take it to a better future. At this particular moment, the significant change was that there are changes from the approach, the attitude, and the people that are there. So together we want to position UMP in a winning party, and this will be done as soon as possible.
With regard to the recent reforms, I think this was a first step ahead. Right now, what we should concentrate is in winning elections, and the party reforms will take place, and constitutional changes will take place. There may be certain members unhappy about the reforms, but I think it will all depend on how this particular team performs. The Politburo took decisions on a majority basis. So few people had an idea of wanting a vote, few said it shouldn't be. Therefore, we went with the majority's opinion. Once we take a decision, it is up to us to hold ourselves and go with this decision and see how we can overcome the situation. So therefore, I'm quite positive if we work as a team. It's worth taking this challenge.
General Secretary of the United People's Freedom Alliance, Minister Mahinda Amaravira, states that a program will be implemented to re-establish stability within the country following the cabinet reshuffle. The minister is also adamant that the concept of the unity government will continue without hindrance.
The country's political situation is in a confusing state. SLFP had issues, 16 of them now stand separate. New appointments were made within the UNP recently. Many UNP politicians indicate a crisis within the party through their speeches. And although we are aware of the crisis within the SLPP, they keep it confidential. So no one can yet figure out as to which party will be able to deliver the future president, since no party was able to secure a majority. A program will be implemented to save the country from this instability following the cabinet reshuffle. The concept of a unity government will continue.
Meanwhile, Foreign Minister Dilan Pereira, however, states that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party will undergo a complete restructure process, and thereby a committee to look into the matter will be appointed during the party's next Central Committee meeting. Commenting further on the matter, the Foreign Minister said that a new General Secretary appointed following the SLFP's restructuring should not be one that bows down to the United National Party.
The leader of the party, President Sirisena, has promised that he will summon the Central Committee of the SLFP between the 8th and the 15th of May to appoint a special committee to restructure the SLFP and to reorganize the SLFP. And we believe that this reorganization will be done from top to bottom. The SLFP will be completely reorganized, and we also believe that in this reorganization process, we will have a new Secretary General of the party, and we will have new office bearers coming in, so that we can reorganize the party into a new unit, and we can then build a grand alliance around the SLFP, which can be organized all over the country to face any election, provincial, in the coming 2 years' time.
The former minister also added that the party should be built around its principles and not its members.
The party reorganizational process to decide who it is. The party should be built around party principles rather than individuals. We know that the Personal Secretary General of the party and the Alliance Secretary have taken the party away from party principles, and they have mortgaged or completely outright sold the party principles to the UNP. Whoever the Secretary General is going to be has to be people who will build the SLFP around party principles rather than individuals, and who will not bow down and sell the SLFP principles to the UNP.
Director General of the Department of Meteorology, Sarath Premalal, says that two weather phenomena known as Madden-Julian oscillation and intraseasonal oscillations may develop over the island during the second or third week of May. This could bring about heavy rainfall across the island as Sri Lanka enters the inter-monsoon season next month. Meanwhile, landslide warnings issued by the National Building Research Organisation to the district of Ratnapura, particularly the areas of Ahaliyagoda, Alapatha and Kuruvita last night have been lifted.
Heavy showers were experienced across the country last evening with flooding reported in several areas. Day-to-day activities came to a standstill at the town of Navalapitiya as floods submerged the area to up to a level of 2 feet. Meanwhile, Denia experienced heavy showers resulting in a branch of the Gin River and Beverly Canal to overflow. Heavy winds were experienced in Vellavaya, which uprooted a tree in the area, disrupting vehicular movements along the Vellavaya-Thanamalvila main road. Speaking to First at 9, Director General of the Department of Meteorology, Sarath Premalal, said that low-intensity thunder showers will continue over the island until the 4th of May.
General onset monsoon date is 25th May, but it can be 30th or 20th. That is the climatological situation. There is some indication around second or third week to influence weather condition with the Madden-Julian oscillation or boreal summer interseasonal oscillation. Those are kind of weather system and then weather phenomena cross from that one ocean to the other one. The boreal summer interseasonal oscillation generally starts south of Sri Lanka and it moves to the northern hemisphere, that it is northern side. According to the atmospheric analysis, what we observe, there is some indication to come both phenomena over Sri Lanka during second week to third week. If so, sometimes we can get heavy rainfall. That is what we can expect during next 2-3 weeks.
Meanwhile, Director of the National Building Research Organisation, Dr. Jayatissa, says that the NBRO are taking necessary steps to prepare for the inter-monsoon season.
People have to be very vigilant during this period. So still we don't see much danger, but still there are some areas where to be alert. So we may get some kind of extreme events. So there will be some dangerous situations like in May 2017 that we experienced. So we have up to now established 155 automated rain gauges around the country, so within landslide prone areas.
Experts say that the government took measures to increase the price of domestic gas at a time when global gas prices have fallen significantly from $590 to $470 per metric ton. Here at home, the price of a 12.5 kilogram LP gas cylinder was increased by 245 rupees from midnight on Friday. However, natural gas decreased $0.05 or 1.84% to 2.77 on Friday from 2.82 in the previous trading session. Experts say that with the depreciation of the rupee as well as the failure of implementing a proper pricing formula led to the decrease of gas prices despite a fall in global prices.
The price of a 12.5 kilogram cylinder of domestic gas was revised to 245 rupees on Friday midnight, bringing the price to 1,676 rupees. According to Litro, the price has been revised due to the increase of gas prices in the world market.
Now, this was on the back of two major developments, one being global, the other being the local conditions. In fact, global demand for LNG has seen an increase of about 30% year on year, and prices have been ranging from about $2.50 to $2.85 BTU. Now, this has a knock-on effect on countries like Sri Lanka, who imports its food requirement plus its energy requirement. Its food requirement also is settled by converting rupees into dollars, and so its energy requirements. That has resulted in the rupee exchange rate also now depreciating. All these incremental costs are adding up to the to the local manufacturers of gas production. Sri Lanka could have benefited from protecting from global rising commodity prices if Sri Lanka had followed prudent risk management techniques which are available to all countries these days.
As the rapidly increasing property market for the luxury sector continues to develop in the country, China Harbour Engineering Company ventured into the real estate development sector in Sri Lanka. China's state-run China Harbour Engineering Company, the project company of the Port City Development in Colombo, entered into an agreement with property developer Blue Mountain to build a luxury apartment complex in Colombo. Sri Lanka is experiencing a growing demand for luxury housing by both an increasing urban wealthy demographic and non-resident Sri Lankans, thereby attracting aggressive investment into the sector. Meanwhile, speaking to First at 9 recently, a top official of China Harbour Engineering Company said more investment is to follow in Sri Lanka. China Harbour Engineering, a subsidiary of China Communications Construction Company Limited, operates in over 80 countries across the world with investments amounting to $60 billion. The company, which is known for its involvement with Sri Lanka's $1.4 billion International Financial City or Port City project, has now ventured into real estate development in Sri Lanka by joining hands with Blue Mountain to build a Kilion, a luxury apartment complex in Colombo. The 50-story twin tower apartment complex is said to be a 7-star luxury apartment with state-of-the-art facilities. A property analysis company in Sri Lanka said the luxury apartment market is fast developing in the island, with currently over 3,000 units under development that are due for completion by the end of next year. Although the demand for the luxury housing market is growing, Central Bank recently cautioned a potential oversupply in the sector. Meanwhile, in a recent interview First at 9 had with a top official of China's state-run China Harbour Engineering Company, he revealed that more investments to Sri Lanka are in the pipeline as the company seeks to take advantage of the opportunities laid out by the One Belt One Road initiative.
Geologically speaking, Sri Lanka stands at a very important position in Asia. Secondly, your people are well educated. Thirdly, you have a government that has a good will to develop the country. We took all that into consideration. Sri Lanka has an inclusive attitude towards the world. As per our experience in China, we know if you have more of an open market, you can be more prosperous. We have good faith in the cooperation between the governments of China and Sri Lanka. As for projects, we will soon be signing contracts and the projects will be revealed soon.
Stock market analysts expect slow market activity and turnover to remain at moderate levels over the course of the week. During the week, the All-Share Price Index and S&P SL 20 lost 0.15% and 0.52% respectively, whilst the average daily turnover for the week was recorded at 623 million rupees. Let's now cross over to Amanda Lokugamage from First Capital Holdings with your weekly forecasts for the upcoming week.
We expect the market to continue to witness slow activity levels ahead of the upcoming result season. Turnover and volumes are expected to remain moderate as market participants are seen continuing to adopt a wait-and-see approach in anticipation of a proper direction in the index. However, foreigners are likely to be more active, primarily driven by bargain hunting. Despite lower volumes, we expect activity to be dominated by undervalued blue chip counters.
China's securities regulator has released new guidelines for foreign investment in Chinese security joint ventures, in which it eased some restrictions and launched an application process for more foreign ownership. The consultation period for the new rules that began in March is now over, and the final regulations have been officially released for immediate implementation. During the review, restrictions limiting single foreign investors to a 30% stake in securities ventures, either directly or via a partner, were removed. Foreign bankers had expressed concern over this particular restriction, saying it might have required Western banks to include a third partner in deals, which might prevent broadening international participation in China's domestic securities markets. Foreign firms that wish to make changes to their equity ownership in local securities joint ventures or that wish to establish a new joint venture can now apply to the regulator. The move is one part of China's pledge to ease foreign ownership curbs to allow major international banks to bolster their presence in the securities business, from underwriting to trading in the world's second largest economy.
Watching Sri Lanka's premier news channel, Other Derana 24/7.
South Korean President's office today said that North Korea's nuclear test site will close in May. A spokesman of the office went on to say that the closure of the Punggye-ri site, which would be done in public, and foreign experts from South Korea and the US would be invited to watch. On Friday, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and South Korea's President Moon Jae-in agreed in a historic move to work to rid the Korean peninsula of nuclear weapons. Their summit came after months of warlike rhetoric from the north. Situated in mountainous terrain in the northeast, it is thought to be the North's main nuclear facility. 6 nuclear tests have been carried out since 2006. After the last in September 2017, a series of aftershocks hit the site, which seismologists believe collapsed part of the mountain's interior.
You are watching Sri Lanka's award-winning news channel, Other Derana 24/7.
And with that, we conclude this edition of First at 9. Good night.